What if I told you that the most powerful people on earth don't need to convince anyone of anything? They walk into a room and everything changes. They speak, and people listen. Not because they shouted, not because they begged, but because they understand one thing: how to bend reality around their will. This isn't luck. It's not a gift. It's a skill. And it can be learned. This is the secret billionaires use to make people follow, obey, and comply without even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to show you how it works. Not the surface-level stuff, not the fluff the masses consume, but the raw, unfiltered psychological weapons of influence used by billionaires, elite leaders, and masters of power. So lock in, no distractions, because what you're about to hear is not entertainment. It's transformation. The reality distortion field. Steve Jobs was described by his team as someone who bent reality. He made people believe that what seemed impossible was inevitable. That's not charisma. That's powerful identity projection. Billionaires act like the world already conforms to them. And guess what? People follow that. Because most humans are followers of belief, not seekers of truth. They want to be told what's real. And billionaires do just that. Your perception of reality is your prison or your power. The secret? Speak and act as if your version of reality is the only one that exists. It makes others abandon their own. That's not magic, that's psychology, the law of certainty. In any social dynamic, the person who is more certain always dominates the one who is less certain. Read that again. People don't follow the best idea, they follow the most confidently delivered idea. Certainty is rare, and humans instinctively obey it. Billionaires know this. They don't ask, "What do you think?" They say, "Here's what we're going to do." They remove hesitation, they project total conviction, and it hypnotizes. The world doesn't want a maybe, it wants a leader. Be that leader. Even when you're uncertain, act with decisive intention, because confidence makes people believe the lie and the truth. Linguistic domination, NLP, tonality, command language. Have you ever heard someone speak and just felt like you had to do what they said? That's not coincidence. That's linguistic warfare. Billionaires use something called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. They embed commands inside casual conversation. Instead of saying, "Can you finish this today?" they say, "You're going to finish this today and feel proud when it's done." See the difference? They're not asking. They're programming you to agree. Voice tonality, pacing, emphasis on action words. These are all weapons. It's how a sentence becomes a spell. Learn the art of embedded commands, and people will start acting on your words without even realizing why. The illusion of choice. Here's a powerful truth. The most obedient people think they're choosing for themselves. And billionaires understand this better than anyone. They never say, "Do this." They say, "Would you rather take control of this opportunity or stay stuck where you are?" Both answers serve the same purpose. That's the illusion of control. By offering choices that lead to your intended outcome, people feel free while doing what you want. This is psychological judo. Minimal force, maximum impact. 5. Emotional leverage, triggering action. Humans move for one reason: emotion. They obey because of how something makes them feel, not because of what they understand. Billionaires use emotional leverage to command behavior. They don't just speak to logic, they target pain and pleasure. They trigger fear of missing out. They make the alternative feel like loss. They wrap success in emotion and let the brain follow. Want someone to take action? Attach that action to their deepest desire or fear. Do this, and you'll be respected. Miss this, and you'll stay invisible. They obey not you, but the emotion you gave them. The environment of obedience. Walk into a billionaire's office. It's not just a room, it's a stage. It's designed for control. The lighting, the layout, the silence, the scent, the view, the temperature. Everything is a subtle cue. Because they understand. The environment controls behavior. Want respect? Make your space reflect power. Want authority? Control the frame in which people see you. A cluttered room equals a cluttered mind. A disciplined presence equals instant respect. Your surroundings should whisper, "This is not a place where mediocrity speaks loudly." Say, the power of presence. People obey those who carry energy with intensity. Not desperation, not nervousness, but magnetism. This is what billionaires develop daily. They train themselves to be unfazed, calm, focused, deliberate. Because presence isn't just about physical space, it's about energetic domination. When you enter a room, your energy should say, "I don't need to be here, you need me here." People follow presence. It's primal. You can't fake it, but you can build it. Silence, meditation, intention, self-respect. Presence is earned in the dark, when nobody's watching. Strategic coldness and emotional control. Here's a harsh truth. People don't obey the overly emotional. They obey those who stay composed under pressure. Billionaires detach emotionally, not because they don't feel, but because they don't let those feelings control outcomes. Their silence is terrifying. Their eye contact is a test. Their lack of overreaction makes people chase validation. They create mystery, and mystery breeds obedience. You obey what you don't fully understand, because the unknown holds power. You've been fed lies about influence. They told you to be nice, to ask nicely, to not offend. But power doesn't beg. Power doesn't wait. Power doesn't apologize for existing. And the billionaires you admire, they knew that before they had a single dollar. Because money doesn't create power. Power attracts money, and that power starts with understanding these secrets and using them. Now you know the why and the how behind billionaire influence. But what if I told you that you could build this power inside yourself, starting today? You've made it this far. That already separates you from 97% of people who search for power, but never study it deeply. Now that you understand how billionaires make people obey them, with perception, language, emotional control, and presence, it's time for the second layer. Because no technique works without one thing: the identity behind it. Power doesn't live in words, it lives in who you are when you say them. So this second part will teach you how to become the kind of person others follow without question. How to build that billionaire influence into your mind, your habits, your walk, even your silence. Let's begin. 1. Presence is earned in isolation. Before the world obeys you, you must first command yourself. Billionaires don't walk with confidence because they were born superior. They walk that way because they've spent years in silence, building conviction. They've meditated in discomfort. They've trained their reactions. They've cultivated discipline so deep, it became identity. Presence is not fake charisma. It is internal certainty radiating outward. Do you want others to obey you? Then start by mastering how you speak to yourself in silence. What you do when no one is watching becomes the reason everyone listens when you speak. The billionaire morning ritual. Every high-level person I've studied, every billionaire, every alpha leader, starts their day the same way, in control. They do not check messages. They do not scroll social media. They do not let the world interrupt their inner direction. They control the first hour, because that hour controls the entire day. Start every day with this. Silence or meditation, 10 mins. Command your thoughts. Cold exposure or intense movement, 5 to 15 mins. Command your body. Goals and visualization, 5 mins. Command your direction. Speak aloud one identity affirmation. I am the force the world follows. I am not moved, I move. This is not about routines. It's about sending your nervous system a message. I am in charge. And when you live like that, people sense it. 3. Strategic silence. The power of saying less. The most powerful person in the room is often the quietest. Why? Because silence demands people fill in the blanks. They project power onto you, wondering what you're thinking, what you're planning, whether you approve. Silence creates mystery, and mystery is power. Billionaires use silence as a sword. In negotiation, it breaks the weak. In conversation, it keeps control. In arguments, it dominates without raising volume. Me. Try this. Next time someone pushes you, don't explain. Pause. Look. Hold silence. Watch how they squirm. Because people obey what unsettles them, and nothing unsettles like calculated silence. Mastering the hierarchy of power, the world is a chessboard. The average person plays checkers, moving reactively. Billionaires play power chess. They understand the social ladder. Alphas create direction. Betas serve it. Gammas rebel pointlessly. Omegas are invisible. You want to be obeyed? Then step into alpha energy. That doesn't mean dominance through aggression. It means calm, unshakable direction, even in chaos. People don't obey random energy. They obey structure. Be that structure. And you rise in every room. 5. Scarcity and mystery. Why they chase you. Here's a rule. The less available you are, the more power you hold. Billionaires don't chase. They become scarce. They master access control. They don't answer every message. They don't explain every move. They don't post every detail. Because they understand, humans value what's rare. If you want others to crave your attention, stop flooding them with it. Make your energy earned, not given. This creates mystery, and mystery breeds fascination. Fascination becomes obsession, and obsession leads to obedience. Controlled chaos. Staying calm. When others panic, a leader is not the one who knows everything. A leader is the one who stays calm when nobody else does. People obey whoever makes them feel safe, not through hugs and sympathy, but through direction under pressure. When the world is burning and you're still focused, you become magnetic. Train yourself in this. Pause before reacting. Breathe before speaking. Wait before deciding. The one who controls their emotions controls the group. That's not just discipline, that's evolutionary power. 7. Identity is the final weapon. All influence flows from identity. If you believe you are weak, nothing you say will command attention. If you believe you are dominant, powerful, decisive, people will sense it before you open your mouth. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? Start repeating this. I am the force. I do not chase. I attract, I lead, I command, because I've mastered myself. Billionaires don't try to be powerful. They wake up and breathe power, because they've crafted an identity that requires nothing less. And the world obeys that. Final words. From powerless to powerful, you've now been shown what most will never know. The invisible framework that billionaires use to influence the world, to move nations, to shape industries, to make people act, without begging, threatening, or pleasing. They own themselves, and by doing that, they own the room. You can become that, and if you do, money will come, respect will come, power will come. But more than that, you'll look in the mirror and realize you've become the kind of person who doesn't need permission, the kind of person people follow, respect, and obey. Because they feel it. Because it's real. Because it's you. If this resonated with you, if something inside of you just woke up, then this is your moment to act like the future leader you were born to be. Leave a motivational phrase in the comments. Not for me, for you. Let your words be your declaration. Something powerful, something real. Let the world see that you're stepping into power. Like this video to affirm what you've just unlocked. Subscribe to Motivation Blessing, because here, we don't just talk, we build leaders. And turn on notifications, so every time a new video drops, your next breakthrough begins. This is Motivation Blessing. You don't just watch here, you evolve.